Friday. Yeah. Jordi Alba signs an extension to his Barcelona deal. We've got an update on some of football's bad boys. Manchester United identify 3 main summer targets. We have a roundup of all the other day's news. And of course, we have today's Friday feels. That and more coming up in the next few minutes as I'm your host, Matt Friday, with the Onefootballers, and this is the Daily News. First up, and Jordi Alba has signed a new deal at Barcelona, which sees his buyout clause at around 500 million euros. Now, of course, no one's going to be paying that for a 29-year-old left-back or any other player in the world, to be honest, but it's a good sign for Alba that the board actually have some faith in him. Within the last few years, there's always been a few rumours that they'll be looking to replace him or that Alba wasn't particularly happy. However, it's obvious now that he is willing to stay, and who wouldn't for a crazy amount of money that he's now on, over £150,000 a week. This new deal now runs to the summer of 2024, where his old deal was actually set to expire next summer in 2020. So it's good news all round for Barcelona and for the Jordi Alba family, but I think by that time, in 5 years, Barca will probably have a newer and younger left-back. But moving on, and we come to some of the footballing bad boys who are now facing punishment. Well, one of them get a punishment and the other one got away with a punishment. So first up, and it's Sergio Ramos. The Real Madrid defender has now been banned for 2 games in the Champions League for deliberately getting a yellow card in their first leg of their last 16 tie against Ajax. This means that Ramos will be definitely banned for the second leg, as he was anyway for picking up the yellow card, which was his second. And secondly, he'll be banned if they get through, which is quite likely, for the first leg of the quarter-finals. And secondly, Harry Kane has avoided punishment for an apparent headbutt on Cesar Azpilicueta in Spurs' 2-0 defeat to Chelsea on Wednesday night. Now, the thing here is that the FA can't actually take any action, whether they wanted to or not, because the match officials saw it. The ruling is the FA can only take retrospective action if it was missed by the officials. However, the incident was given in the referee's report from Wednesday night, and he said that although he saw the incident, he felt that no action needed to be taken at the time. If you actually watch the replay, Kane does move his head forward, doesn't make contact with Azpilicueta, so there's not actually much to it. However, I can understand why fans were calling for the FA to look into it, because he really can't be pushing his head into anyone. He ran a very, very thin line there, Kane, which could have seen him banned for the upcoming 3 games to Spurs in the Premier League, which included a home game against Arsenal and a trip to Anfield. So he is one very, very lucky boy. Next up, and we come to some transfer news, where Manchester United have apparently identified the 3 summer signings that they want to make. First off, there's Ivan Rakitic. Second, there's Koulibaly, and third, there's Wan-Bissaka. Now, with 2 of these players, I can see them fitting into the United squad quite well. However, with the third, I'm not so sure. So first off, Koulibaly. He'll have the same kind of impact that Virgil van Dijk had at Liverpool. He's an unbelievable centre-back, and I can see him walking straight into the side. It will probably be along Victor Lindelof, who's had a brilliant few run of games, but it could easily be along Eric Bailly as well. As for Phil Jones and Chris Smalling, it's the bench for you guys. Second up, and Wan-Bissaka from Crystal Palace. Yep, he'll definitely walk back into the right-hand spot in defence. He's not the complete article just yet, but getting a load of experience at right-back for Manchester United will only serve him good in the long run. With Ashley Young and Antonio Valencia aging well into their 30s, they could help him out, but don't be surprised if they're leaving in the summer. And talking of that, United probably will have to sell a few players to bring some money in to buy these 3, but I can definitely see it happening. They are, after all, Manchester United and have a ridiculous amount of money. Lastly but not least, though, it's Ivan Rakitic, and I'm not so sure where he'd fit into the midfield 3. First off, Ivan Rakitic, we know what he's about. He's a fantastic passer, he's definitely got an eye for goal, he's got brilliant technique, and he can control the game from midfield. However, he's not a midfield destroyer. He's not going to be the defensive midfielder like Matic or Fred are, the ones breaking up the play, so you can rule out him playing there. For now, let's say Matic is in there. Secondly, he's not overtaking Paul Pogba. No one's overtaking Paul Pogba. He's one of the best midfielders in the world on his day. His talent is unrivaled, and he's definitely not going to be knocked out the squad that easily. Definitely not on a permanent basis. So this leaves one more space alongside Matic and Pogba for Rakitic to move into, and it's Ander Herrera. In the last few weeks and months, Herrera has been a vital part of everything good that Manchester United have done. Not only is he vice-captain, but he's also an integral part of their team, so I can't see him being pushed out so easily. However, Ander Herrera still has not been offered a new deal, which expires in the summer. So if Manchester United are going to let that run out and bring in Rakitic, I can see him overtaking Herrera's position. But if he doesn't, I'm not so sure where the Croat midfielder will play, and it probably wouldn't be worth spending a shed load of money on him. However, Manchester United fans, of course, let me know your thoughts down below as to who your starting midfield 3 would be if you do bring in Rakitic. So next up, and there's a quick roundup of all the other day's news, including a few transfers and a managerial sacking in Claudio Ranieri scary. After just 16 games, Fulham have decided to get rid of him and place assistant boss in caretaker charge, that is Scott Parker. His first game will be against his former club and Fulham's biggest rivals, Chelsea, on Sunday. Elsewhere, and Liverpool scouts have been sent more than a few times to view Trabzonspor midfielder Abdulkadir Umar from the Turkish league. He looks like a real prospect. Sergio Milinkovic-Savic from Lazio has said that he won't be moving abroad and only a move to AC Milan or Inter Milan in Italy will suffice. And lastly but not least, Cengiz Ünder will be sold by Roma to raise some funds this summer for a new signing. Lastly but not least, we come to today's Friday Feels. This is the part in the daily news every single Friday where you guys can make a prediction for the weekend's football in the comment section below, along with probably having a go at mine. Now, this can be about a player, a manager, a club, a team, a result, whatever you guys like from whichever league around the world of football. Let me know. But this week, there are so many unbelievable games, I'm going with 4 predictions, and I'll probably get 0 right. But let's go anyway. First up, in the North London derby between Tottenham and Arsenal, I'm going for a 1-1 draw. Second up, in the Merseyside derby, I'm going for Liverpool to beat Everton 2-0. Third up, in El Clasico, I'm going for Barcelona 3, Real Madrid 1. And lastly but not least, in the Derby della Capitale in Italy Serie A between Lazio and Rome, I'm going for a 2-1 win to Lazio. So that's all from me for today. Make sure you smash that like button down below. Oh, and also subscribe if you're new around here for loads more content that you can coincidentally watch here or here on our Onefootball channel. Of course, let me know your thoughts down below as well whilst you're down there. But until next time, have a great weekend and I will see you guys later.